Hello class. This video I'm going to show you how to read a ruler, primarily the imperial side of the ruler, the side of the ruler that is divided or subdivided into fractions. The ruler measures 12 inches from end to end. The side over here has metric. We don't use metric much in architecture unless you're working with a company that does a lot of business overseas, and that will happen, of course. But let's just start off here at the beginning with the imperial measurements, because that's mostly what we're going to be using here in the classroom. Let me get a little closer here. Okay, to understand imperial measurement, you have to know or recognize that, well, first off, I'll just go ahead and tell you that, just so that you know that measurement starts right here at the 0, not at the end of the ruler. Okay, so from 0 to whatever it reads along the ruler is where you are measuring for. All right, now I'm going to go to a section of the ruler that does not have any words on it, so we don't get confused. Let's look at this section here between 4 and 5 inches. All right, so you see there's some tick marks between 4 and 5 inches that subdivide this inch into fractions. The larger lines, like this one, and this one, indicate 1/4 inch subdivisions. So this one is 1/4, this one is 1/2, this one is 3/4. Okay, so each one is 1/4 of an inch apart. We don't use 2/4 right here because 2/4, that's not in its simplest form. We need to put this in its simplest form, which would be 1/2, and not do that. Okay. There are further subdivisions, and from there, the subdivisions, well, I know you probably didn't see some of that I was doing up there, but my bad. Each 1/4 of an inch segment is further subdivided by 1/8 of an inch. So this shorter mark indicates 1/8 of an inch. Okay. This one indicates 3/8 of an inch. Okay, why did I skip from 1 to 3? Well, we don't want to, actually I think I marked a 1/16 there. Never mind. There is 3/8 of an inch. Okay, so that's 3/8 of an inch. So why didn't I mark this one as 2/8 of an inch? Again, that's actually 1/4 of an inch. And we want to put that in its simplest form. We can go over here to the next mark of 8 inches, and we call that 5/8 inches. Then the next mark is 7/8 inches. Okay, so if you notice a pattern here, I'm using all the odd numbers. So as I'm measuring the eighths, 1/8, 3/8, 5/8, 7/8. Okay. And you'll kind of get used to this, putting this in your head by kind of using a relational or a relationship from some of the other marks, such as the 5/8 mark. If this was 1/2 inch, of course, if my measurement came to here, it will be 4.5. But if it went over to this 1/8 of a mark, we have to think, what is truly, on an 1/8 inch scale, what is 1/2 inch? 1/2 inch is 4/8 of an inch. You know, again, we want to keep that in its simplest form. But going to the next 1/8 of an inch mark must mean that that's 5/8 of an inch. Okay, so you'll learn how to do some of those relationship calculations as you're going along, so you don't have to sit there and count all the different little dots. And you can see how this one, the 7/8, relates to 5 inches. I mean, it's 1/8 of an inch away from 5, and we know that there can't be 9/8. I mean, that would be actually 5 1/8, but 7/8 would be what we're looking for there. I hope that was somewhat understandable. I will come and help you individually if I need to. Further subdivision is 1/16 of an inch. So there is 1/16 of an inch. Okay, get a little cleaner spot here. Here is 3/16 of an inch. Okay, so 1/16, 3/16, 5/16, 7/16. Sorry, skipped a number there. 7/16, 9/16, 11/16, 13/16, and 15/16. Okay, so 1/16 of an inch. And 1/16 of an inch is the smallest that we concern ourselves with. In architecture, we typically don't go any further than that. But that's how you read a ruler. Again, ask me if you have any questions.